The Serve is an organisation that has been birthed out of a need for people that need kai. The Serve has over 100 volunteers that generously give of their time and their resources to provide the food, which then gets coordinated to do a nightly meal 365 days of the year.
We never close. It's a place for people to come to share a meal and also connect with other people that they feel comfortable and supported by.
It always starts with the kai. It's not just kai for the tina, it's not just kai for the body, it's kai for the soul.
It's free, it doesn't cost anybody anything, you just have to turn up. That's the only cost to get your food.
We're not going to ask you questions about why you're standing in our line. There's no judgment, you don't have to answer anything, no paperwork. You just need a meal, we're going to give it to you.
People have choices. Where they live and how they live, that's their choice. Our main thing is making sure they get a kai and providing a safe space with no judgments. That's us, the Serve.
Yeah, the Serve began with 3 wonderful wahine. They came together and saw the need. You know, there were homeless people that just needed sustenance, a cup of soup and a bun. Just to warm the pukus of those whānau that were sleeping pretty rough.
For me, the genesis of the Serve started when a complaint came over my desk at the time. I was working at City Council and saying there's a bunch of ladies serving out of the boot of their car and creating havoc because it's creating a lot of the street whānau gathering around the car in Garden Place. Ma, go down and sort it out. It was the volunteers that really captured my heart. You know, they saw a need and they just did it. We were able to kind of support them to get into a space in Hood Street out of the generosity of a business owner. What was really cool about that is that rapidly volunteers were hearing about this and wanted to be a part of the team.
Some of the biggest challenges for our community would be kai, housing, someone to talk to, and just feeling wanted, I believe, and just caring for each other.
You get people that they want company, and generally it's a lot of the older people. We've got people that just in that week couldn't quite make the ends meet, and then we won't see them again.
It's heartbreaking just to see how much, how much they struggle, especially our young children, for food. And I think, a lot of people say to me, they're the homeless people. And I said, no, a lot of them are not homeless. It's just that food is the last thing that they can afford. That all their money goes to keep a roof over their heads and to pay all the other different expenses.
We have been criticised that maybe we're just enabling people to, because we're giving a free meal every day. With confidence, I can say we know 10 or 15 of them every day that come. It doesn't speak for the other 130 odd that we see. And those 130 odd aren't the same people. They're different people that turn up because they just need a meal that day.
They get turned down from other services, having to meet criteria for food. Well, isn't the criteria for food hunger? And I'm just like, it's all about ticking the boxes and things like that, whereas we're just like, if you're hungry, come.
So you're even getting your working class coming to the Serve as well. It's not just homeless, it's everybody.
Yeah, I mean, people can become homeless after 2 weeks of having sick children. A mama not being able to go to work, then she gets to stand down on a benefit, and by then they're already being booted out of their homes. It's that easy, it's that quick for them. And where do they go? They would come down to the serve so that they knew that their children and themselves would get a nutritious meal at least once a day. We serve the community and we feed our people, but actually there's a bigger service that's going on for this community. Our suicide prevention that we do is that we give them a listening ear without a running mouth, without judgment, but we let them know that they are loved, that they are valued, and that it is temporary. You know, it's rough out there. But also the criticism that they get on the streets, particularly at night, you know, Friday, Saturday night in town, people spitting at them, kicking at them. You know, these are people. These are people. Crime prevention is that if people weren't eating from us, then, you know, where would they be getting their kai from? People are desperate, and, you know, you don't want people to be able to get criminal charges just to try and put kai on the table to feed their kids.
If the serve finished tomorrow, the consequences would be huge, especially for the ones that are doing it tough, you know. Be hard, be definitely hard.
For the serve to function really well, it's gone through some steps of development and innovation. We had to shift, obviously, when COVID hit, and now we do takeaway meal. The serve is recipients of kai from Kaivolution. It's such a good thing, Kaivolution, and rescuing food, because it's not going into the landfill, but it's meeting a need where whānau can actually get access to good kai.
Then we have the New Zealand Food Network that we access kai from with the Salvation Army, who give us a call and say, hey, we've got this bulk kai in here, come and get it. We also have Gilmores, who actually, when they get to close to their use by date, they're like, Tash, we've got all this stuff, come and pick it up. We have bid food, they give it at a real small price for us.
It's good kai, there's nothing wrong with it. Our cooks come in and grab it too, so they use that kai as well, our volunteers, to make the food, to make the meal. Demand is getting greater, it's not getting less, but our resources remain the same and sometimes declining. And so we need to work together because the demand is increasing.
Well, I mean, without the volunteers, we couldn't make this happen. And, you know, it gives faith back into humanity when you see people that are giving selflessly to others that are in need. I mean, and that's heartwarming.
Volunteers can come in and either be a cook. We also have volunteers that help sort out kai that gets donated to us. And there's volunteers that coordinate as well.
They're doing a wonderful service. We've got some amazing people out there, young, old, you know, amazing people that give of themselves to come and to serve our community.
What made me start volunteering with the serve, I experienced like similarities to our whānau in need of food. I was in emergency housing. I've seen a lot of families, like a lot of whānau have no food, struggles, never got food grants, and it was quite disheartening. So then it made me want to become with the serve more and help and contribute to our families. So I started then volunteering cooking, and then now I'm doing weekends, so I do all of it. There's quite a lot of whānau, you know, out there. It's pretty disheartening.
There's about 5 or 6 young people that help serve out the kai. I've been here for like about 9 years now, I think. I help hand out the food when they're like dishing it out. I help my mum make kai boxes. Sometimes help her cook from home, make meals. Help her go pick up the food and like deliver it back here. My favourite parts about helping is like giving out the food and then making sure they're going home with a full tummy or something, or like even a snack.
Just motivation is my family. Just helping all where we can.
I've been volunteering since I was 1 year old. It's just nice and fun. I like to help others in need.
Myself and Dean we're greeters, so we greet them and make sure everything's fine out here. So we would talk to a lot of them and get to know them, especially newcomers, just inviting them and welcoming them so that they don't feel that they're alone or feel uncomfortable being here. We're not security or anything, but we just make sure that everyone gets their meal and that they move on.
For us as hokioi builders, we volunteer at the Serve once a month. All our workers will be at our workshop cooking meals for 3 hours for 100 plus people, buying all the food, prepping it, which is all just volunteered from hokioi builders. Why do I do it? It's to give back to the community, and our team get a lot of pleasure out of it too.
Yeah, some of the social successes that have happened, there's been hundreds of them. We have whānau that come here for a kai, and when they get themselves on their feet, or the way that the Serve actually supports them, they will become a volunteer. Some of them are still homeless and they are volunteers with us, and they are one of the most hardworking and amazing people that I've ever met, because they get in there and they just do the work. And so we see that every single day. We've now taken some of them into employment, and they would never be employed anywhere else because some of their criminal convictions, but we see past all that, and that is that non-judgment that we have, and that actually everybody deserves a second chance, a third chance, or whatever it is.
So yeah, Brian was someone we met when we first started serving. He's just got that heart for our street whānau especially. He's lived rough himself, so he knows them, and he just has a really good relationship with them. You can tell whoever's taught him has taught him well, because he does it to the T. And then he shares that knowledge on to other volunteers that come through, which is really cool.
We're grateful for what First Church has done, but it's actually limiting us to further develop where we want to be, which is in our own space.
They need a space of their own where they can meet more families' needs.
The space needs to have a commercial kitchen that allows us to prepare meals, prepare kai, hold kai and store kai, because we want a space where our whānau can not just come for dinner, but they can come during the day. We might be able to do breakfast, lunch and dinner, and also bring their washing, do laundry, should be able to have showers. We've got volunteer barbers that can come and do hair. You know, all of that kind of community feel stuff that our community want.
If we had a building, then we'll be able to have a place for them to come, where there are doctors, where there are nurses. Even if it's just once a week, at least they know that there's a place that they can come that doesn't cost, that they can actually get access to, and they're not going to be judged.
We've got some pretty big aspirations, and it's not because we want it, it's because we know that this is what's needed in our community. We want to be able to provide that, so we need our own space, we need our own home.
We are next door to the Serve at the First Church. Yeah, so what we see is lots of kindness. I just think the initiative is fantastic. The people just seem to be really grateful, and I can see there's certainly a need for this, and what they're doing for the community is just amazing. So I really would hope that they can find a new venue and continue the good work that they do in the community, and I'd be more than happy to endorse that, or whatever was required to make sure that continues.
We are right beside the First Church, where the Serve operates out of every day that we're here. Clearly what they're doing is so important to so many people. You know, we see the people that come every day, and you can tell that they're happy to be there, and the people that are helping them are happy to help them. So yeah, like, it's only been positive vibes.
But the work that the Trust currently do is amazing, especially because we don't have a venue of our own, and they do what they can with what they've got coming through, and it's been awesome that we can use the space that we have. But yeah, it would be really cool to have our own space.
But the unique thing about the Serve, I feel, is that before COVID, it was the connection of sitting around a table, and a lot of the times it's with strangers, but the Serve would create the whānau environment. And so that's something we're missing now. We're missing that. Even though we're so blessed to be at First Church and do what we're doing with a takeaway meal, we miss that social connection, the opportunity to bring people together, enjoy a meal together, and most times they're strangers, but also to provide that environment that they belong and that they have a space, even if it is just to serve. And so we miss that. We need our own space.
To our other volunteers that help out and help feed our people, just want to thank you so much for spending your time, going out of your day just to feed our people, make sure they're safe and they have kai. Big thank yous to yous, and yeah.
I like to thank them and thank them for all the people that don't say thank you, because deep down they go home and they're grateful. And I say I'm the spokesman for the people out here that are on the streets by choice or however. So yeah, we take our portais off to you. I don't have one today, but much love. Keep up the good work.